Hello everyone and welcome to round 1 of ATCM's Monday Madness Mini Cup. I am your commentator Cooper Shipley and
this is Daniel Walsh, your second commentator.
Yeah, that's our commentary team for tonight. So this round we're running at Townsville. I'll get you up some track information for that. So obviously the location is in Townsville City, Reid Park in Queensland. The length of the track is around 2.9 kilometers of tight streets. We've got 13 turns you've got to manage, and our race format for tonight will consist of 3 races. The first lap is a 10-lap race, and as well as the second, but it will be a reverse top 10 grid. And for our last race, we have a 40-lap feature race with a mandatory pit stop. So we have some strategy involved in this race, and we'll see how that goes for our drivers. And now we'll move on to our entry list of our drivers. I'll read these out to you. So first we have Tyrone Borman, sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, in the 53 car, and Ant Coverson in the 289 car. Then we've got Tony DeLuca in the 67 car and Richard King in the 101 car. Next up we've got Riley Price in the 300 car and Brad Skeet Turvey in the 84 car. Next we've got Phil Whiteman in the 2025 car, a number of Chaz Mossett I believe, and Jack Barrett in the 47. Then after that we've got Phil Kosmarikis, the 10k man in the True Blue Falcon number 17, and Alex Fazzari in the Green Stuff Monster Machine, the 27th. After that we've got Ross Macaron in the 03 Falcon and Keith Strinzos in the number 50 Falcon. And that is our drivers for tonight. Our server will be starting up shortly and we'll be right with you in a second for 20 minutes of qualifying.
Yeah.
Hang on. That's my bad. Talk again, sorry.
Hey everyone, welcome back.
It's frozen.
Yeah, it's not moving. You sound broken again. We certainly are the special streamer, folks. Okay, there you go, Daniel. You're good to go.
It's all laggy.
And your sound's still broken. What is going on? I'll be back for the stream in 1 second.
Can you hear me now?
Live.
Hey everyone, welcome back now. I'm not sure if you were hearing me before, but we're at qualifying now. As we join with Alex Fazzari, who's at the top of the table now with 20 minutes to go. As he's coming into the first corner. Well, actually it's turn 2 because of the little kink down the straight. But now we're going to head under the ATCM bridge into turn 3. It's really easy to take too much curve here and end up in the wall. But Fazzari seems to do it really nicely there. Got to hold the brakes and just trail brake into here and line up this curve on the right to get a good exit to head down towards the chicane. Really easy to take too much curve here and sometimes not enough. It looks like Fazzari didn't take enough there and he ends up putting it in the wall pretty bad there. That isn't very good there for Fazzari's lap time.
Not at all.
It isn't, is it, Chip? I reckon join on with the car behind him. I'm not sure who that is. I don't know the liveries yet.
That is Turvey, but I want to butt in and check on Tony DeLuca, which has the fastest time. We heard him talking to us before saying that he is faster than Ross Macarone, which was, or almost faster, which he has the fastest time. So he's definitely confident this round. He has gained pace and he is in the stolen DeLuca goods machine that was featured in the Bathurst with me. But yeah, as we ride on board with him, we'll see how
I'll
his
take over
lap
here.
goes.
I'm going to butt in and say, oh no, but he's almost lost it there. There was a heap of oversteer. That was a really good save there by Tony DeLuca, who's coming into the last corner now, which is the 13th corner. I'm correct, I am, Shipley. And now he heads on to Boundary Street. He is pushing here. We've seen that because of how he got sideways out of turn 12. We'll see how he looks through the kink. You want to take a bit of inside there, but not too much because you can get a cut. Braking just before the 100-metre board, getting it down to first, Tony does. And I'm guessing he's going to let it rev out and go up the second, which he does. Heads past the Monday Madness Mini Cup signs, under the ATCM bridge, into turn 3. He takes that really nicely, just the perfect amount of curve. I reckon if he keeps this lap together, he's going to go even quicker. He is flying. It looks like he's got the car just driving perfectly through here, hitting his apexes and just driving the absolute hell out of the car. We've had Ross Macarone go quicker again. He's up into second now with a 1 minute 15.3. A little bit under 3/10 behind Tony DeLuca. As he comes through turn 11, Tony DeLuca, I wonder what sort of lap this is going to be. It's looked pretty nice. A nice, calm and fluent lap as he heads into the last corner. Let's see what it is for Mr. Tony DeLuca. It's going to be a... Is it any better?
Not any better, I believe. I'm going to quickly get up and absolutely see. I believe it is not that one.
Oh, he's really close to the wall there. And we've seen Ross Macarone head to the top now with a 15.053. The top two are very close as of right now. There we go. As I ride along with Ross Macarone. He's just about to bring this lap to end, and as he has a bit of a lock up there in the John Sands livery. I've been speaking to Ross over the last couple of days, and he reckons that he is a beast in the old cars. He reckons he's almost unbeatable as he heads through the last corner now. And he gets a 14.5 there. He's flogged him by almost half a second.
I know.
He has got this car rocking and rolling.
I know in the practice server he had the fastest time, and it looks like that time really is paying off for him now. Up in pole position 4 now, but still 16 minutes of qualifying left, so anything can happen. Tony is very close behind with what's that, a 2/10 gap. So if Tony can bring 2/10 to his lap, he could bring himself up into provisional pole. A lot can happen in 16 minutes.
As we're still riding on board with Ross Macarone here. We've only got just over 15, just under 16 minutes, to go. It's looking like
switch over to someone else actually. Mr. Price, Daniel.
I don't think I've ever heard of this bloke before, but he looks pretty good. It's good to see some more people coming and joining us here at ATCM to build the community and make it just a better racing league. As he comes and gets really sideways there, he flew the car into turn, I don't know what it was, but we'll find out. In turn 6 it would have been. As he takes a god load of curb there, I reckon he would have got a cut for that. He was up a little bit on his time in the first sector, but he's down 3/10 in the second sector. As he's headed down the back straight now, braking really late there it seems. He gets the car pitched in and gets on the power nicely, taking a bit of the exit curb there, but it didn't seem like he needed to. He has got this car wrapped in tyre shiners, I would say, because it is rocking and rolling as he heads through the last corner now.
Sorry Daniel, but I'll have to butt in because I am having some audio issues, so I'll have to rejoin our call. Give me a second. We are back and you are good to go.
Okay, here we go. Right along with Price again, who's bettered his time now. He's not that far off Tony Luca. We've just seen Ross Macarone go back to pits. He might be going for some new tyres to come back out and even better his time. Or maybe he's confident and he's gone to go have a smoke and have a piss, as he would, because we don't want him doing what a bloody repeat at the ATCM Bathurst 1000, where he basically lost him and James Delaney the race by going and taking a piss.
Well, he's out having a smoke right now. He certainly has a surprise to come back to, as Tony DeLuca has improved his time with almost a 4/10 gap behind him to Ross. As the blind bullet said himself, he has got pace to 9. We could see him up in the field. Daniel and I were predicting that Ross could have this race, but it looks like he has a challenger.
Tony DeLuca wants it. I do know, speaking to Ross in the week though, he reckons he can get a really low 13. He's not sure if he can get a 12 though. He reckons it could be possible with someone else in the car. Is Tony DeLuca that man? As he heads into turn 11 now. This Commodore is really rocking and rolling through the last corner now. Turn 13, the car seems to pitch really nicely through there and he's able to get a good exit onto the main straight. What sort of time's that? Not much better. That's a 14.7. That must have been a cool down lap. He's going to look... Oh no, he's gone back to pits for new tyres, I am guessing.
Now let's move on to some people that we haven't watched yet. Mr. Faz, the second owner of ATCM. And it looks like he's not doing good in his own league.
And he's even one of the he's the main bloke that worked on the cars for this. He should be doing a Roland Dane and be thrashing the rest of the field because he's designed the cars. As we head into turn 7 now, it takes a hell of a lot of curb there on the entry. He runs super wide there, almost putting it in the grass. I don't know if that's the optimum line there for Faz. I will say Faz's one problem is I don't see him on as much as he would like. He must be busy with work, because I think he needs to get a couple more laps in the week to see so he can do better on the weekend. Because you got to do the laps to find the pace. It doesn't just imagine and come into your bed at night. He's got to find it. Can he find it though? That's the question. As he heads down Boundary Street now, which is the main straight. He doesn't better his time there.
Certainly practice does help a lot. Tony is one of those people that does practice all the time, and I believe he has done 100 or maybe even 200 laps around this track to practice
He's done
for
over
this
200.
round.
I know for a fact he's done 200 or more.
He certainly puts in the effort. Now let's drive along with someone else, Bill Kosmarikis, the 10k man in the True Blue machine.
And he has got this car rolling, hasn't he?
He certainly has.
He's got the car almost rolling and flipping over.
Let's see, he might cause some commotion here. Is it not?
We might. Oh no, it looked like we could have got a repeat of the real V8s on the weekend with that. I'm pretty sure, was it
Golding
with
the flick
spun
spin.
his car around and done the flick spin right in front of Scott Pye, which was a really good save by Pye. We were riding along with String Toss. I don't know. That's good enough. He's on a 16.2 and we've got 10 minutes to go. He has... I don't think I've seen him either. He's another new bloke that I haven't seen before, but he seems to be looking pretty good now. Through there, he looked really nice and smooth as he heads into the chicane now. He should have taken a bit more curb on entry there. I would think he looks pretty nice and smooth on the exits. As he heads onto the back straight now. I'll hand over to you, Shipley.
Yeah, we had around 12 sign-ups for this championship. And it looks like only 7 people have shown up, but that is still good numbers, especially for our first round. And our times look pretty close, it looks like, so we might be on for some good racing, especially since we have progressive track grip at the start of races, which means the optimum grip will not be at the start of the race, it will be towards the end. So if some of the slower drivers can make a jump on the low track conditions, then they could be in a chance for a podium or maybe even the win. Now let's ride on board with Turby. I don't think we've seen him yet in his custom livery that he has made. Let's ride on board for his lap. It certainly is a good colour. Gotta love a custom livery. Then here we go, coming around turn 13 on to start a new lap. I believe this was only an out lap for Turby. Let's see how he does for his first timed lap. Across the line, and the timer is ticking across the bend and hard on the brakes at around, I think it's the blue sign, I think that's 150 board, right up on the curb, tight line as you see Bill Kosmarikis almost taking him out, but power on like nothing happened, hard on the brakes, right turn, up on the curb, right on the exit curb, bit of a hop, and then flat out through here, and then hard on the brakes under the banner. And then this is a very fast section. I think you can almost hold it flat up onto the right off curb. Be careful not to get a cut there. It is very easy. Hard on the brakes, very easy to lock up here. Hard on the curbs. Onto the exit curb. Around the bend and over the little hop, which you should get a little jump, which can unsettle the car in races. That might be something to look out for in the low track conditions, as he's hard on the brakes, up on the curb at turn 11. On the exit curb through turn 12, and then hard on the brakes for the last corner, turn 13 onto Boundary Street, really close to the curb, using all the track, going onto the grass a bit there. It doesn't look like this will be an improvement though. No, it isn't. Let's go up the field to Keith Stritzos, I'm going to call him. If we're saying your name wrong, come yell at us after the stream, please. As we come for his lap, this lap he's on right now, it doesn't look like it will be an improvement. So across the line for his timed lap, again the timer ticking through, the king hard on the brakes.
He did improve his lap there to butt in.
Did he?
He went up to a 16 flat then.
Oh, well, my bad. I certainly am a special streamer. Would you like to butt in, Daniel?
Yes, alright. I reckon we go run with the 10k man after this bloke's lap, but we will finish the lap with him. What livery is that?
It is the Masterton Homes livery.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Earls. Pretty good. Anything's good when it's a Ford. As we come through the chicane, he looked a little bit loose there on the entry, but looks like he held it together. But we're headed onto the back straight now. This is where you get a bit of time to get yourself set up and not stuff the rest of the lap. I know running it from in the normal V8s, it's just a time where you got to think, do I push or do I just stick with what I've got? Where he's looking not that bad over lap time right now, I don't think, from the relative timing as he heads through the last corner. What are we going to get?
Might be an improvement. Let's have a look. No, it is not.
No.
A 16.4, so 4 tenths off his best time. Let's move back to Ross Macarona and see his lap. It looks like he's up in his second sector. We could catch this and see if he can beat Tony DeLuca on pole. I don't know if that was
a tiny bit better. You want a
tiny bit better. Still, Tony DeLuca in the lead with 5 minutes to go. He could have this, but Ross is still pushing along. He is not done his fight yet. Well,
I will say one thing about Ross. He will be he won't be proud of himself with this lap, but if this is what he gets, but he won't be that mad because he does know that he has some good race pace. I will say that is one good thing. Ross is a hard bloke to pass and he's a even harder bloke to defend. He gets his old walking stick flying as
big slide
there. Jesus Christ, that was some good car control there from Ross Macaroni.
On his second
looks like
sector,
he might be going
he
even
is
better here now too.
10th up. We'll see how this goes. See if that big slide cost him.
Wrecked it a bit.
Yeah, it might have cost him.
Probably did.
We'll see. Either way, that was great on the camera.
He did say something to me the other night. He does think he's a touring car master, but if he doesn't get pole, I don't think you can take that authority and say you are. But is he going to better his time? No,
he didn't. Well, it looks like Tony DeLuca is back out to try and further that distance even more, or maybe just get some seat time and practice for the race. He certainly is looking like our touring car master for now, but that title will be held for the championship winner of this series. As he hops on the curbs, using all the runoff there over the little hump, can unsettle the car a bit, and then full throttle, hard on the brakes at the white ATCM sign, hug the curb onto the runoff, into the curb, bit unstable there, bit wiggly, tail happy, wants to be a ballerina when he gets older, and hard on the curb using all the track. And let's see what this lap time is. Actually, that was an out lap, my bad. So let's just ride along for this lap and see if he can better his time with only 3 minutes left on qualifying, Daniel.
As we've got him headed in really wide there into turn 2, that is looked like very close and twitchy to the wall there. We'll see how he looks into here now though, getting really close to the wall on the outside there. Takes a nice fair bit of curb, little hop over the exit curb. Now you just got to think, where am I going to get on the brakes here? I don't want to lock up a left front, but I want to hit my apex. As he hits both of them perfectly. That was a really good run there through the, I want to say the double, but I don't know, as he heads into the chicane now. Really nice there too. Oh, a little bit loose there too.
He may be blind, but he certainly knows what he is doing.
And he's definitely a bullet as of now, because it looks like he went even better in the second sector there.
Let's see if he can string it up together for this last sector. Hard on the brakes for the last turn, turn 13 onto Boundary Street, using all the track. Foot to the floor, bending the pedal. Let's see if he can better his time.
No.
Doesn't look like it. Ross has still not managed to catch up though, but let's have a check on Bill Weitzman. We have not checked up on him yet in the number 25 car.
I think he just joined, didn't he?
I believe so, so we'll see how he does compared to everyone else. Oh, definitely not. This is not his lap. We'll see how he does on his next lap though. We'll ride along with him. And across the line for his timed lap.
He may get another lap out of it, but I don't think he will. As he
Cutting it
yeah,
close.
this will be his last lap now, I believe, as he heads into turn 2, as I'd say turn 1. But he gets pretty nice through there, actually. Looked really good. Nice and stable and fluent. Let's see how he looks into here now, though. He doesn't use as much road as he should there, which is going to probably stuff him on the exit. Not really, though. He's still got it turned in nicely there, but he probably lost a bit of time there, as he's up a second on his current time. Trail braking into the left and then hooking it into the right, using all the exit curb that you can without getting a cut, and then getting ready to hook it into the chicane. Take a bit of curb on the inside. He hasn't taken enough. Doesn't take enough there either, which makes him have to go out wider here and lose time. Gets it turned into the back straight now. He was a little bit off the apex there now, though. I'm finding with Whiteman, he isn't using as much of the track as he should. It's there, so take it when you can. As he heads through turn 12 now, getting set up for turn 13, the last corner of his lap. Do not stuff it. He isn't going to get another one out of this. Just get a lap in and get ready for the race and just work your way up the field, he would be thinking, as he heads onto Boundary Street now. He betters his time with a 1:18.8, and now I reckon we ride on with Bill Cosmariquez. I have a feeling he'll shoot out a really fast lap at the end.
As he usually is the first man out and is always the last man out. He makes use of all his quality time. He does not give up a single second.
That's because he's the 10k man. As he turns, we don't need to watch that anymore. I reckon he lost all his time there.
And
we got parked on the infield there. So, it's settled, I'm pretty sure. I don't see Fasari going out there and smashing a 14-1. No offense, Faz.
Nah.
But it looks like the Tony DeLuca's done it. He's actually done it.
The blind bullet
Has done it.
He's beat the old man, Mr. Ross.
Well, I think our two, I know Bill's old too, but the two of our oldest drivers are at the front.
I was not expecting this, to be honest. I was looking to see Ross up the top, but this is a pleasant surprise seeing Tony up in the field representing our Bathurst livery. We'll see how we go for the race, but for now we will tune in a second for race 1. Hello everyone and welcome back. Well, for race 1 we've got just 5 minutes, a bit of a warm-up session just so drivers can get used to the track conditions, because the track grip is not at 100. As you can see here down the bottom, the track percentage of grip is 90%. This will be it at the start of the session, and this will progressively go more and more progressive, basically. Yeah, you'll see that number start to tick up when the race goes forward, and it should tick up now in this warm-up session and should carry over onto the race. But this session, we don't really need to watch anyone. It's not going for times, it's just trying to get used to these conditions. But let's actually go right along with Mr. Ross Macaron, or however you pronounce it, as we see him at turn 4 over the bridge and into this windy bit up on the curbs. This is a very fun section of track, up onto the runoff and hard on the brakes at the 50 board, I believe it is, while making use of the curbs there and the grass too, bit of lawn mowing. Onto the back straight at beyond turn 10, hard on the brakes for turn 11. So you'll notice some of the drivers will have to be braking a bit earlier due to these conditions. You don't have the grip to slam on the brakes as much. But anyway, as you can see down the bottom, it looks like our grip has started to go up. It is set. Never mind. I am bad at this. Let's watch Alex Fazzari go around. We'll go on board and listen to the engines for a bit. See him now on the back stretch, hard on the brakes at the green, 100 board, turn into the curb, hop on it a bit, but don't hop it too much, otherwise you will spin the car. Very easy to do, as you see Cosmo up in front doing the very thing I was talking about, using all the track. Good on him. And let's see what this time is. Looks like everyone is on super softs for this sprint race, and I believe they will last perfectly for the 10 laps. As that is it for this session. Let's discuss predictions. Mr. Daniel, who do you think is going to win this race? If you are there.
I know I can be pretty, I think the sprint race, Tony's got a real good shot at it. I think we can see Tony winning the sprint races, but I don't not see Ross with his strategy skills and just his sheer race pace to get the win in the 40 lapper. I'm pretty sure it's 40 laps, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
yes, it's 40 laps of the great bloody Townsville. In these old cars, it will be fun.
Definitely am a bit torn for Tony and Ross. I was expecting Ross to be up there, but Tony has gained pace out of nowhere. His practice has paid off. That blind bullet is soaring tonight. We could see him on the podium. We'll see which one of these drivers earns the Touring Car Masters title as we wait for the race. We'll go silent.
Just so you know, you haven't got a stream up, just so you know. Oh, okay. Yeah, drop me. I reckon you are right. I don't not see Tony being on the Tony being on the podium. I said this before, but Shipley had us muted and I didn't stuff it up.
What a quote. Tony on the Tony. We'll be using that one in the commentary
before
box.
you muted it.
We'll be using
muted it. I said it perfectly.
We'll be using that
perfectly. But here we are now on the grid. I'll let you do this and then...
Let's walk through our standings. As we've got Tony DeLuca on pole, the blind bullet is soaring tonight. But beside him is an angry Ford. We'll see which is the better car tonight. I'm going Holden all the way, but I can't say for Mr. Daniel. We'll see who it goes.
I'll be honest, I've driven both cars and I do feel like the Holden is a bit faster. Especially at this track, I do find it a bit quicker.
It's Battle of the Brands tonight. We'll see how it goes. And then behind them we've got Alex Fazzari in, as you can see him looking around, being all nervous. Alex
Is that
Fazzari.
actually him, like when he puts his left-right, like look button?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So we've got Alex Fazzari in 4th and Riley Price in 3rd on the 2nd row. After that, in the 3rd row, we have Bill Kosmarikis in, 5th, and Keith Strinkos in 6th. Behind them on the 4th row on the grid, we have got Bradsky Turby in 7th and Phil Whiteman in 8th. And we've got my streamer car back there. We'll make sure to get rid of him. He's not racing. This could be a good race.
I'm going to butt in now and take over. I'd just like to say that big thanks to you, especially Ship, before we kick into the racing. None of this would go ahead without you, even though Faz is the main owner, as you could say. It doesn't work without you. So big thanks to you, mate. I'm just here for the ride and get to yell a bit. So it's pretty good.
Ooh,
I'm thinking we're going to see... So I have a feeling we're going to see Faz on the podium today, to be honest. I can see it. Maybe not this race, but I reckon we see him in one of them on the podium.
I don't know.
As he's looking around again.
He's looking around. He is scared of the man beside him, Riley Price, as he's turning his wheel.
Like he's going to turn into him.
He is warming up his tyres.
And then we got the 10k man behind him just sitting there counting his 10k.
You can't forget him.
Counting.
He has seemed to get pace out of nowhere. He will sneak up. He could sneak up, but he does not do well under pressure. Sorry, Cosmo. But I have found that you're not very good under pressure, mate. As we'll leave
You're probably right there.
Yeah. Well,
and this man here that we were just looking at, Ross Macarone, he can take all the pressure and spit it back out at you. He is really good with that.
He will give you the pressure, that man.
Like you can get behind him with a bat and just be pressuring it up his rear bumper, and he isn't going to even move. He's just going to like it. Like there isn't anything there. He'll get the bat, then he'll just start hitting you with the bat. He doesn't take this pressure. But we've got a minute and 30 seconds till we go lights out, and away we go.
This certainly does build up the anticipation and the nerves of drivers. This is why we do it, as well as giving time for people to join the server as Ross Macarone wiggles his tyres.
Maybe he can't handle the pressure. We're seeing something different here. But we haven't seen Tony do anything. I wonder if he's even in the rig yet. He might be out doing a Pierce. Might be doing a Ross.
That is the face of a determined racer.
You were right there, aren't you?
He has
I reckon
stolen
we've got a minute now. He's definitely stolen the goods off Ross here. He's put it on pole. Like I don't know what's happened here, but this Ross is just... It's not himself today. I was expecting a clean sweep, but I don't even think we're going to see it. We've got 40 seconds to go now.
He thinks he is the touring car master, but this could not be the case. We'll see that this race could be anyone's.
So we've got 30 seconds now. The anticipation is building. We've got someone flicking their lights saying, hurry up and put the lights out. I want to race.
And we've
Pretty
got
sure that's Price, isn't it?
Kaki in chat. Hey guys, I'm going to join you next year. You're always welcome. We want more drivers on the grid as we have the lights up. Over to you, Daniel.
Okay, here at round 1 at Townsville, we have 8 cars on the grid. We're going to find out if these blokes really are Touring Car Masters as all the lights are up. And it's anticipation. Lights out and away we go here for the round 1 at Townsville. Who gets a good launch? It looks like Tony Luca gets off the line the best over Ross Macarone. He slots over into first. He's jumped him. It looks like we got Fazzari moved up into third now. He's on the outside though. We get
Big send for Ross.
Ross moves over there. We got 3 wide, I think. Here, that's Fazzari almost into the wall there. We got Ross and we got. Oh, looks like we might have a huge accident here.
Looks like Cosmo has gotten the worst of that.
Cosmo's definitely come out the worst out of that as we get the streamer car back in. Good there. Tony Luca's run away. He's over a second head now, I think. Oh, a little bit under it. He's got Ross sitting there now. This is going to be a scary sight for Tony Luca. I don't think I've seen him lead the first lap in a very long time, but I think we're going to see it. Unless he stuffs it here at the last sector. He gets a little sideways there. You want to push here to get away, but you don't want to push too far because you do ruin your tyres more when the grip is low. And you're going to be sliding more around as he runs really wide there, almost into the grass, and Ross is able to capitalise off that. As I told you, we've got Faz up into third here. He's looking like he could be getting the podium soon. I reckon Bill Cosmarica has come out of that with damage there. Pretty sure.
Let's go on board with him. We know damage is on. He's at the back of the pack. He has definitely come off worse from that accident. As we've got 3, it looks like we've got Turby, Whiteman and Cosmaricas in their own little battle pack with everyone else still maintaining their battle packs, but we've got the 2 brands up here, DeLuca and Macarone. As we'll go back to Cosmo, it looks like he's made it past Whiteman, but
he runs super
as
wide
he
there
runs
in the grass.
wide,
That is a big punt.
He is waiting. Good on you, Cosmo. That was a bad incident. Doing that Golding flick spin. This is definitely losing a lot of time.
Poor Bill in that sense. He was made a good blade though. Good on Bill. Top blade there for waiting that whole time.
Yeah, definitely. As we go back to the lead, or maybe we drop back to Price because that gap is shorter. Back on the back, a bit of a squiggle there.
Really lock up there, I think. Well, maybe he just thought about this end, but he's in the suck now. He's right under the rear bumper of that Ford. We are seeing the suck here today. It's the first ATCM suck since the Bathurst 1000. Let's see what goes on here. He's moving to the inside. He's going to go for a big send. He's shoved it up the inside. He's braked pretty late there. Let's see if he can get it turned in. Perfectly. Takes it up on the curb.
And he bit of a slide
really
though.
Sideways there.
This battle isn't over yet.
He still has the inside here for turn 3. No, he tucks back in under. He's going to... Oh, but the switchback could be on here. No. All the battle packs are Ford versus Holden, I'm pretty sure, right now.
Certainly what we like to see. Red versus blue.
Definitely. This is definitely our closest gap as of now. Price is getting all over the back of him now. He wants to get back up in the 4th.
As we check in with Tony, he has just run from this a whole second ahead of Ross Macarone. There's only 10 laps to get this done, so Ross has to get up behind him and do something soon, otherwise this is in the bag for Tony. As Tony has done a lap 3 tenths quicker than Ross, I don't think Ross has a chance unless he turns it on, which is very likely from him. But we'll check back with them later as we go back to this battle with Price. They are not done.
they're definitely not done. This race isn't going to be done. We're almost halfway through the race. It's literally flying away. But these boys are really, like, you've got 10 laps here, you think, okay, I'm still only going to get 4th, but that sets you up for the next race. You can then be fighting for a podium.
You've got to remember, the next race is actually reverse grid, top 10.
Oh, yes. So it could be actually, if you're thinking championship, you want to get past, but if you're thinking you want to get on the podium today, maybe you want to stay behind.
Maybe.
There could be a bit of strategy in that.
Well, Cosmo might be doing that strategy because he is 8 seconds behind. He very likely has pole the next race. This battle is just brewing and brewing. Price is on the back of him. He looks up in the inside.
That's a good switch back there.
We know the Commodore has a bit faster acceleration, but the Falcon has better top end. As we see that now, as Price tucks in behind, he could be close enough for a big send here, and he looks for it. He had to second guess himself, but he's gone for it. Up on the curb, that hurt him. That hurt his exit as they're going side by side once again, as he tucks in behind through turn 3, up on the curb. He wants this position.
He's all over the back of him. He's just, if you string toss, you're just thinking, what am I doing? I've just got him all over me. Like, look at this. He's just got forward rear wing in his face. And he takes really nice line through the chicane there. A little bit of oversteer there. He might need to work on his setup maybe for the next race to tune out that oversteer. So we've seen a little bit of oversteer, well, a fair bit to be honest for him over the last couple of laps. He's really got to get in the car brake late and turned in nicely and getting on the power. He just needs it's just that little bit too much oversteer. He looks really good in this last. Oh no!
That is him done. That was such a good battle, but he has locked the rears and he has spun.
I don't think he was anticipating Skingtross to brake that early. And he just
it could possibly
brake
be
too
that.
hard and it locked the rears.
Maybe. As he's
I
got
we should ride along with Tony. Oh no, we've just
seen we've missed it.
No, it's changed. When did that happen?
When did that happen? We've missed this. That's not a good thing to miss. But Ross is in the lead now. No idea how it happened, but the old man is ahead.
I think Dropman might be right there. I think Ross just waited for the mistake and then shoved it up the inside. I think that's what we've seen.
Yeah, that is his strategy. He likes to sit behind you and give you as much pressure as possible to force you into a mistake, or even just wait for you to make a mistake. As Cosmo, he's got a drive-through for speeding. This is not his race tonight. He will make it up in race 2. Because he will be on pole as he comes out of the pits now. This might deal a bit of lapped traffic for the midfield, as Tony wants this position bad. You got to remember, he is still faster, I believe, in the lap times. So we'll see how he goes. With 8 tenths, the gap is right now dropping down. Hard on the brakes for turn 3, up on the curb, using the exit. Don't go wide there, very easy to hop the curb and just ruin your exit speed, but Tony took that perfectly, coming through the squiggly bits, up on the curb, up on 2 wheels. You do have
to remember with these cars, being old, they don't have as much get up and go as the normal supercars would, so you've got to carry as much mid-corner speed as you can to make your exit speeds good. So if you take too much curb, it just ruins it for you. As his gap's got out to 1.2 seconds now, it's just Ross is running away with it.
We'll see the lap times as they cross the line soon, but it looks like Ross certainly has turned it on the end. But you got to remember, the reverse grid, Ross will be at the very back. This is certainly going to be an interesting race next race, as Cosmo, I think he's out of the race. He's done. But enough on that. Price is back on Strinzos. This battle has returned. We thought it was over, but Price has something his way back up the
That
gap.
shows that he does have the pace, Shipley. He's got that gap back so quick. That's some really good driving from him. Now he's just got to get past, get the move done. He's got another 2 laps to do it. He's just got to find a way through. As he's looking, really close to the wall there. He's looking to try and get a run on him now, which I think he has. He's right up the back of him.
I've got to say, brilliant driving from both drivers for Price battling hard to get past Strinsos, and Strinsos for taking all this pressure for the amount of time this battle has been conjuring the whole race.
It's a really good run there. Price is going to look up the inside here now.
Yeah.
He's not given much room, but now he's going to shove it up the inside. It looks like he'll go for it. He's halfway up
Dive
here now. He's
bomb.
going to brake super late there. He's
Up on the What a move. It looks like he's
that was a really good move.
What a move. He's finally got ahead. He cannot pay the price anymore despite his last name.
Like Strinsos was going to shove it up the inside there, but he didn't.
With around 2 laps left, Price does not have the price to pay. He cannot give up this position. But Strinsos was looking for a move there, but I don't think he was close enough behind. As the track grip, you can see, is certainly coming up at the end. It's at 98% now, so the grip is coming on for these drivers. As we check on with DeLuca, Daniel.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Wait, I can't hear you, I don't think. Talk now?
Hello.
Oh yeah, I can hear now. Yeah. What'd you say?
It's your turn to commentate, mate. As we are
Right,
on
here we
board
go.
with Tony. He is a 10th quicker that lap. Daniel?
Yep. Here we go. He's got that gap down there. It looks like he's gaining a lot in the first sector, I find. He gets it under a second,
Yeah.
and then it just starts slowly getting out now to over a second.
Might be that top end of Falcon.
Yeah, maybe. Gains it throughout the lap, and then he gets down to the... Yeah. You're probably right there. So getting through here really nice, and Ross they both took a lot of curb there. A lot of curb. As the SDG machine is looking for that win that it so badly wants. As we're on the last lap now.
So right on board with Ross Macaron.
As he's coming through turn 11 now to finish it. It's been a really good race for him. He's just sat there and I'm guessing he just waited for a little mistake and then capitalised on it. As he said it in the last turn now, just get it done. Don't stuff it. Get it turned in. Get on the power and just get ready to do your celebratory donuts. Because that is a really good drive from him and Tony Luca. And I was right. It looks like we're going to see Faz on the podium.
Well
As we'll see
done
now,
to our podiums. It is.
I think we go right on with Faz now. See him cross the line. I see cross the line now too. And then we got Price coming in at 4th. I believe, if he doesn't stuff it in the last corner.
So
Yes, we've seen him cross the line too now.
let's go through our order. In first, the winner, a step closer to the Touring Car Masters title, is Ross Macaron, followed by Tony DeLuca in second, and Faz doing burnouts because this is probably his best finishing position ever in his own league. What a story. And you got Price in 4th. In 5th you've got Stritsos and Turvey in 6th, looking at Faz doing his burnouts, and Phil White still yet to finish his race. As he comes onto the final bit of road into the last corner on the brakes. No need to push now. And he will cross the line shortly, but this race was the worst for Bill Cosmo. He did not finish, but that means he will be on pole for this next race if my server settings work. We'll discover that shortly, but for now we will be back for race 2. Welcome back everyone. Quickly before the timer runs down, I would like to go through the track once again. As I said before, it is 2.9 kilometers, 13 turns, and we're on to race 2 now, which is a 10-lap sprint in reverse grid, but by the looks of it, it has not worked on the surface, sadly. That is my bad. As we switch over to the game. Over to you, Daniel.
Hello everyone, welcome back. We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds left. We're going into the second race now, which is it reverse grid or not?
It was supposed to be, but I don't think it's worked. What a professional.
It hasn't. It's alright, we'll just keep going with this. I'm just going to say good luck to all of them, even though they can't hear me, but I'm just going to say it. And I think it's actually a good thing that we haven't got the reverse grid, because even with the double grid, we had a bit of a pretty big incident at the start of the last race, but we've got a minute now until we go lights out. So we're here at round 1 at Townsville. We have 8 cars on the grid and the streaming car in the background that we got to remember to get rid of. And we're just getting ready to go. Everybody'd be going through their last second checks to check they're ready to rock and roll and get around this track 10 times. And then that'll be them, and then we'll be on to the 40 lapper after that.
As we can see, the Assetto Touring Car Masters banners on each of the car fills up the grid. Going on to 30 seconds now, Daniel.
I'm going to take over now. So, we've got 25 seconds now to lights out, and away we go. So we're here at round 1 at Townsville. We have 8 cars on the grid. We're going to find out if these blokes really are Touring Car Masters. As Ross Macarone coming off the front thinks he is. As we've got the lights up, we've got 0 lights, 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, 6 light, and lights out and away we go! As we get off the line, Tony DeLuca gets another good start there. Let's see if he can run away with it again. It looks like all the Holdens get a better start. That's what I find. Look, Faz gets as we got Bill into a huge one.
Bill again. This has not been his race.
Definitely hasn't, has it? So we got Tony running away with it again. And we got Faz, go to Faz. Oh, no, you missed it. He got up the inside. What a move that was. I seen that in the background there. Good move there by Mr. Vasari. We got the track grip at 90%, so at the end of the race, we'll be getting up like 98, 99, like the last race, if all goes well. Faz is pretty close to Ross here. He might be able to... Oh, but he locks up there. He stuffed it there. Switchback is on for Price.
He's paid the price with Price.
He's getting it done, and Faz is going to have to tuck back in and behind, but can he go for a big send here? Yes, he is. Oh, no. Big mess up there for
he
Price.
Didn't have to.
Good there to keep it out of the wall there by him. Big mess up, but now we got Faz back to where he was with a bit of oversteer there for Faz. But if he hadn't had that bit of an off, I reckon he would have been right up the back of Macca. But we're right along with Price now again. I reckon they're going to stay at that gap for a while there. They seem around the same pace. I reckon go run along with Turby for now.
Turby, yeah, I saw his gap was close before, but he dropped right back. Must have made a mistake. But Cosmo, he's fighting for that gap again. He was 13 seconds behind, and he's brought that down to 8. Luckily, this has not been his round tonight. Getting in an incident at around here on the first race, and an incident there again, I believe, in the second race. As that gap is quickly closing, Cosmo might be still in this race.
He might be able to get up and look for a top 6 there. I don't think he's going to get up to the top 5, but you never know with Bill. Oh no, he's going to put it. He must have damage again.
Let's ride on board and see if he's got any steering damage.
Doesn't look like it, does it?
looks like everything's pretty straight.
Nah, he hasn't. I think he has.
Nah, looks fine.
No. Might have a bit of wing damage or something. No, he hit the wall pretty hard there.
The fastest lap by Ross McMurray in 18.2.
It's a pretty good lap there for the first lap, one of the first laps out.
As we're seeing it again though, Tony running away, bringing that gap over a second, 2 seconds now. Just about. As we'll check in with Price, he is closing into Mr. Vasari. He wants to take this podium away.
I reckon we might be able to see a move here soon. Price keeps his driving consistent and good, we might get to see a move. And I have a feeling Faz is another one like Bill. He isn't the best with the pressure. We may be able to see a mistake from him. As they come through, bit of lag there on my side. It's come good now. As we're heading down into the hairpin. Using all the track there, Price is. All the track uses, all the exit curve and all the entry. He is really rocking this car along. I'll hand over to you now, Ship.
He certainly is. He is not going away from Faz as we look at the top two doing very similar lap times, but the fastest goes to Tony DeLuca, but not by much. They are lapping at around the same pace as of now. But this is our closest battle it seems, but I'm going to quickly check in with Cosmoricus, which has managed to bring his gap down to 3 seconds. Last time we were on board with him, that gap was 8 seconds, so he certainly is turning it on. He has definitely got pace on Turby in front, but Turby seems to be catching Phil Weitzman. So this could slow them down even more, give a chance for Cosmo to come back in this race, as we see Ross McRone really closing the gap to Tony DeLuca. But I don't believe he will go for a send here. As we said in race 1, he really looks for mistakes and he will pounce at any sort of them. As these battles kick off, we've got Price up behind Faz with a bit of a lock-up. He has paid the price with Price.
That's the switchback of the year, I reckon.
It certainly
That's a really good switchback.
That is onto the podium for Price, but it's not over yet. That top speed of the Falcon has kept Faz in contention as they're going. Oh, that's a bit close.
That's a bit. Stewards might have to have a look at that one after the race.
Oof. But Price is a bit of contact there.
I think it might have been. Yeah, it definitely was.
Just keep an eye on that gap with Ross. Let's go check in with them for a bit. It seems to be these two battle packs that are reoccurring. We could see these battle packs reoccurring in the final long race as well. As Ross, he might send it. Nah, he's just having a look, trying to force them into position as Vasari and Price go side by side. Price did what Ross didn't and has sent it, but Faz has gotten the better exit.
Another switchback.
This position for the podium is not over. Over halfway into the race now. We've got some awesome battle packs brewing, and it looks like we've got another one forming with Turby behind Bill and Cosmoricus coming back, so we could have a freeway battle towards the end of this race or even sooner. We've got battle packs everywhere, but let's focus on Price once again, battling for Faz, but we might cut that short and go focus back on Turby, Whiteman and Cosmoricus. Cosmo has managed to pull that gap back, and he cannot afford a mistake now. He just needs to slot in behind, and at the chance of any mistake, slot in.
Switch.
As Price must have sent it, but looks like Faz might have the better run, but Price is not leaving that gap open as Bizzari up the inside dive bomb of the century. Doesn't make it stick, but
And
Price has
in
paid the
wall
price. That joke has been
right along
over.
with Macarone. He seems to be getting really close now. As we head down the straight, is that forward front end power, top end power going to get him there?
It's the battle of the brains, Daniel.
As we are... Ross has a bit of a look there, but he doesn't go for it. He seems to get a pretty good exit there, actually, Ross does. As we're heading down into turn 3 now, Ross will be just... He won't be looking for the move, but he'll just be looking at what his options are, saying, I'm a little bit quicker here, I'm a little bit slower here, and working out where he can go for it. As they head through the left-right chicane, sort of, I want to call it. They switch again. Big Bill with a bit of a...
He shoved his way past in that true blue. The stewards might have something to say about that, Mr. Cosmo. Looks like that was a bit of a bumper and run. There's battles brewing everywhere. Still got Price and Fazzari, but we'll check in with Ross. He's
Ross
looking for a move.
Look for a move there. Bit of a lock-up though.
Tony's gone right over to the left. Not sure why he has, but Ross still close behind. Hard on the brakes at the 150 board. Speed trap catching the cars at 227 kilometers an hour, Daniel.
As we've got Tony just headed in turn 3 now, he seemed to be a lot more calm this race. I found that his cars are not as unstable as it looked in the other races, and he's just driving better. But don't count Ross out yet, because he's got all the apples going for him now as he's right up the back of him. He seems to be really strong through this section, middle section towards the end of the track. He is flying. As we head through the chicane now, he gets really close. Looks like it could be giving him a bump there soon. As we're just, all you see is SD goods on the back of that car. As he's looking up the inside here now, he's going to go for it, I think. No, he isn't. He gets the car turned in. That's going to hurt his exit speed though, going to the inside there. As we'll ride with Tony now, I want to see how his car's acting. Right on board with Tony for me, Chip. Let's just see how he looks with a bit of twitchy there still though, but it seems a lot smoother than it did the other race for me. To me, sorry.
What I'll butt in and say really quick, it's very easy to see the size comparison of these cars compared to when we were on board with the Commodore with a Falcon in front and a Falcon with the Commodore behind. The Commodore certainly isn't a little car. As we saw a change for position in the rear of the field, I think Turby got ahead of Whiteman.
Yes, I think you're correct. The Bill's got past.
Strinzos, he spun. That's him. Oh no, he might have run out of fuel. He just stopped on the middle of the road. Not sure. And hang on, I am having audio issues, so hang on a second, Daniel. As we are back, as Ross looks for the inside.
Looking for the move again. He just keeps going to the inside there. I don't know. I think that's one of his little tactics to just try and get Tony Luca to mess up there.
The race is coming to a close, so Ross is starting to get desperate now as we still see Strinzos on the side of the road.
If we had a safety car, I reckon we'd be saying safety car and bullets and flags.
That's something to keep in mind with the future.
Definitely.
Ross.
Ross! He's put it in the wall. He's done it. We can see Fazzari in for second here.
I don't think he's close enough. Fazzari and Price could have caught Ross.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure.
Has he got damage though?
I don't believe there was. He's struggling now.
Fazzari's thinking, I can get a P2 here. Push, push, push. It's the last lap of the race.
But you don't want to push too much. He doesn't want to ruin this podium because he's still getting pressure from Price behind, which is looking for a move, but Faz has the inside. And Price off in the background. Oh.
We can see Bill on for a podium here, maybe. How far back's he?
It's not a podium, it's 4th, I believe. But this race is really shaping out to be a good one. As Tony, big slide.
DeLuca.
The blind bullet has done it. He may not see where he's going, but he knows what he's doing. And he's across the line and has won race 2 of round 1 of Monday Madness Mini Cup. Well done,
As you would
Tony.
Say, he's getting closer to being a touring car master. As you see Ferrari come across for another podium.
Bit unfortunate for Ross, but Tony is soaking this up, doing all the burnouts in that lovely livery.
Good skid there. Sorry, I was doing a fart, mate.
As we look at him doing these skids, he's going to do some wall skids or not. Either way, well done, Tony. What a race.
Good on him. That's a good one.
As he's done with his skids, that was certainly some good skids by Tony. As we see Bill still out on track.
Fuck!
As you say some naughty words on stream.
I fell off my chair. I was leaning back in the chair and I'm on the floor. Ow!
That's one for the highlights.
Ow! I was leaning back and I had my legs up on top of the monitor, and it suddenly gave out. Can you mute me, please?
Nah, mate.
I'm kind of stuck.
Okay. We will be back in a second. For race 3. We'll be back. Okay, we are back, everyone, for the final race, race 3, the longest of them all. I believe this race is about half an hour, a bit more than that,
48 minutes.
as we have a look at our strategy across the field. We've got Tony DeLuca on softs, Ross Macaron on super softs looking to get a jump, Alex Fazzari on softs, Price on softs, Cosmo on softs as well as Turby, Whiteman, and Stritzos. Actually, correction, Whiteman is on supers as well. We'll see how those guys do. The pit window opens up at lap 5 and closes at lap 35. So our drivers have to pit in between then, otherwise they will be disqualified from the race. What are our predictions for this one, Daniel?
My predictions are that I hope my chair doesn't break again. But I think we're going to see Ross win. I can see it. But
Yeah.
You know what I can see? I can see Tony having a bit of a fight at the end and coming back. I can see it too. I'm a bit unsure of this one. I don't want to be biased and go Ross, but I just see him doing it.
We'll see how we go. I'm not sure, to be honest. It's anyone's race, but Ross might have the advantage.
Because I'll take over now, mate, and get us ready to rock and roll. I reckon we should take off from this camera angle. This looks pretty good.
Mix it up a bit.
Yeah. As we got 45 seconds to lights out, we're getting ready to go again. As I'm going to say my famous quote yet again to you guys.
It's your famous quote.
You're about to hear it because we've got 30 seconds to go. Because we're here at round 1 at Townsville. We have 8 cars on the grid. And I think we're going to find out, because this is our biggest race of the night. We are going to find out if these blokes really are going to make the name of this league true. Are they Touring Car Masters? As the lights are up, we've got 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, 5 light, 6 light. And the suspense begins. Lights out and away we go for the last time today! As everybody gets a really good launch there, I think we see Tony DeLuca jump the field again like before. I just feel like he gets such a good launch. I feel like all the Holdens do compared to the Fords. As we can see, they all...
Turby bouncing off the wall there.
You've seen Bill, he's stuck in the wall. Something's going on there. Someone else into the wall there too.
So we see all the cars whiz by, and Turby pretty far behind. Ross looking for a move early.
Remember, he is on the flying supers. His first 10 laps is for him to attack. He's got to get a move done and just use the advantage and get away. As he runs out wide to look to cut back under him, shove it up and get it done. As I reckon we'll see a move here. He's going to go for a bomb. He is going to be the bomb. He's going to go for the move here. I can see it. He wants it now. Yes, he moves over to the inside. Is he going to get late on the brakes? No. And that causes him to run wide and almost into the grass there. Tony DeLuca's getting pretty sideways, I think, out of there. A bit of oversteer for him.
Oh, big slide from Price.
Oh, that was really big.
Looks like he's stuck it out though. As we've got our podium contenders all in their spots, Tony DeLuca, Ross Macaron and Alex Fazzari. But Price not far behind, looking for that podium as he was last race. Hopefully he can forget about all the mistakes and push forward in his next level racing machine. As we got Cosmo Riquez, he has gotten a better start this race. He has not binned it, and he is up in 5th, making, what's that, 1, 2, 3 positions. As we've missed it again, Ross has overtaken Tony.
No way, we missed it again.
We missed it again.
Flip there.
Oh,
Jeez, Tony got a lot of air there.
Ross really doesn't like being on camera, making the move when we're not looking.
Yes, you're right there, aren't you? Now Tony just needs to sit there, follow him around, to just not let the gap get out too far, but not push. He needs to get in his head, I should be slower than him. He has the supers on. You just got to get your laps done and wait for your strategy to come in. Or maybe he's made a mistake with the strategy. We don't know. That's something we'll have to look at come later into the race, as we're only 2 laps into this 40-lap race. As we're looking, I think we can maybe go tune in with Price for a bit here. Maybe ride on board here and have a look at the back of the green stuff livery. So that gap's round just half a second, probably a bit over that. Oh, a bit of a rear lock up there and a front right lock up, it looks, for Fazzari there. So head through turn 2, headed down towards turn 3. You got to get it nice and late on the brakes here. He brakes a little bit early there than I would. Takes a fair bit of curve too that I wouldn't. I'd just try to nibble the apex. Give it a little bit of a nip and then get it turned in. Same here, nipple the apex. But this one, smack the hell out of this curve, which Fazzari does pretty well there. Price seems to miss the apex a bit. Need to use all the track there, smack over the curve, smack over this curve too, but don't get oversteer like he has there. That ruins your speed to come onto this back straight, which already he's being hurt by the Ford's pace in high longs. And I can't even talk. The Ford's pace on the straights. Oh, as he puts it in the grass there, big mistake there for Price. As we're just watching this gap slowly go out, it's about a second now. Price has fallen back, and we got Tony DeLuca falling back a fair bit too. Could maybe go tune in with Whiteman and see how his car's acting on the supers. As he heads through turn 2. We haven't tuned in with him very much tonight, and he's one of our new drivers here at ATCM, I'm pretty sure. Don't think he competed in the 1000. He takes a fair bit of curve there, that looked pretty good.
But he is on the faster tyres with the super softs.
Yes, must keep that in mind, shouldn't we? I'll let you take over for now, Chip.
As let's tune in with Price, still his battle pack with him and Faz. They are around the same pace, so it makes for some good battles. Hold and burst forward. Battle of the brands. As we see Price try and look for a move on the outside, but that's not going to stick as he gets into the suck. As I need to fix my sound. And there we go, as he makes a move up the inside. But
I reckon it's on.
Yeah, it's on.
Fazzari has the inside for this corner now. He needs to get on the brakes nice and late like he does. Take a fair bit of curve so he can't get the switch back on him, which he does. That was a good move by Fazzari to get that position back and keep him in the podium contention. Oh, a lot of curve taken there by Price. Oh, and he gets really sideways there and he's onto the grass. Jesus, that's a bit of a, I wouldn't say mistake, but I'd say it's just going to hurt him that little bit. You can see it's dropped him back a couple of tenths. You don't want to see that. Maybe ride along with Bill Cosmaricas and see where he's getting.
Certainly had a better race this round, and see if he can catch up to Price and Fazzari in their battle pack. It will be slowing them down, so that does give a chance for Cosmo to sneak up behind and maybe do a move.
I know Bill loves making a move when he's up here in Sydney. Especially he wants to come up here with me, mate, and he's going to get the time of his life. As he's just chasing down Price now. He's just looking in the number 17 car to just think, what can I do to get closer? We're getting about 6 laps in now. It's getting towards, he's going to be thinking, I need to think when I'm going to pit at the right time, because I reckon these softs could last around 25 laps around here, like even more, maybe 30. I reckon you could get out of it. So you could probably, he could probably go super softs at the end.
He probably
which is
could.
where Ross Macarone's gone the opposite, and he's gone super soft at the start, and that's got him about a 3-second lead there now.
Certainly has. As we watch all the cars whiz by and give you a good idea of the gaps. This 6-second gap between DeLuca and Fazzari. You can certainly see the distance between this on the stationary camera. And one more car far behind, a lap down Turby, or Whiteman actually, sorry, and then Turby behind him, a lap down from being in the pits.
They're all just, it's getting to a point now where we're all just cruising around and waiting for our strategies to play out and get back to racing, because at this point it's just about keeping it nice and clean, get your laps out, trying to kind of treat it for these couple like next 6 laps, treat it like you're doing a Bathurst 1000, just get some good consistent laps out and it will prevail. As they head under the ATCM sign, past the Queensland signs, into the left-right, bit of a chicane sort of thing, but it's a really nice set of track. I really like this section, especially this chicane down here. Get nice and late on the brakes and kick it in.
Fazzari's pinned it.
Fazzari in the wall. That's a big mistake for him. That's dropped him down to 6. That's 3 positions.
Doesn't look like he's got any steering damage, luckily, but that's dropped him far behind his podium. He's got some work to do now. Price finally up in that podium after battling Faz for almost every single race, has finally made it up as Faz made that mistake. So he's certainly got some work to do, around a 1.5 seconds behind Strinsos. And then Bill Cosmariquez finally having a good race up in 4th. Let's hope we don't commentators curse him. As we'll ride along with Fazzari for a silent lap on board. And on the straight for another lap. Riding on board, I'll say one thing, he certainly is staying in those high revs when going down gears. It might be a bit of a risk getting some engine damage if he just goes down a bit. Yeah, just listen to that, high on the revs as he shifts down. Maybe he needs to be a bit more patient on the downshifts, because that could risk him his engine and his race.
Might end up blowing a motor and then it'll all be over, won't it?
Exactly. But he is bringing that gap down to Strinsos down slowly. It looks like he's got that to just about under a second now. It's a Ford v Ford.
They know which ones are the best.
Chip,
What's going on?
might be a good chance for you to do your YouTube thing you told me to remind you about.
Oh yeah, so we've got this one. I believe it is our... Actually, I need to do this. So I am Cooper Shipley, and this and joined with me is Daniel Walsh. That is our commentary team, and if you don't have enough time to watch the streams, you can view them back on YouTube. The full VOD will be on there. And as well, if you want to be a part of these races and bring up our numbers, you can join our Discord on here. As we're coming to the 1/4 mark of the race, 10 laps, 30 laps to go. We've got one sprint race done essentially, and we've only got 4 more sprint races to go.
You mean 3?
3. Very special streamers.
Special in the head. As we tune in with Faz now, he's just cruising around. That gap's kind of closing, but it's kind of staying relevant to what it was. So I'm half falling asleep in the chair. Not only did the chair break and I fell and I about died, I'm starting to drowse off to fall asleep. But we'll tune in with Turby now and see how he's cruising along. I don't think he's a lap down anymore.
Yeah, it looks like he's slowly crawled up that gap. Whiteman's strategy of being on the supers has not done him very well. Speak of the supers, they should only last around 10 laps, I believe, so that means Ross might have to have a trip into the pits soon. With a 5-second lead, we'll see how he goes and when he will pit. It could be around now, or maybe at the 15 lap mark, as he goes around for another lap.
I think he'll push it out to lap 14, 16.
Yeah, I think so too. As we go back to Turby, he's definitely crawling his way back up after a small mishap. I believe he was caught up in the wall and just had to go back to pits and had to serve the penalty. But he's back out again in racing. Great to see. As we move up the field, in 7th we've got Whiteman. Like I said, his strategy being on the faster tyre, I don't think it's worked out for him. But he's got clean air in front of him and behind him. Whether that's good or bad, he can decide. As we see Fazzari closing that gap in 6th, he wants to fight his way back onto the podium. He's got this gap down to around half a second as he makes a move up the inside.
Is he going to get it? Make it stick though? He's got the inside for the next corner. Is he able to? No, he's going to have to tuck back in.
Yeah, the Strinsos covers that a bit. That's another mistake. Took too much curb, hopped up on 2 wheels, and he's gone back to pits. Something we said not to do. As Ross comes into the pits for his pit stop, let's ride on board and see how his pit stop goes. As he pulls into his pit box, let's see if he hits it all right. And he has. He's probably getting some extra fuel and chucking on a pair of softs. As Tony DeLuca is in the lead now, he just needs to pump out some laps and try and bring that 5-second gap down and not let Ross get that undercut. As Ross comes back out of the pits with a fresh pair of softs, but Bill, he doesn't care that whatever, he wants his position. He wants his podium actually, but we'll see how he does, Bill. So remember, he is on older tyres, but Ross is actually on newer tyres, but they are still cold. This is his outlap, you've got to remember.
I will just say our track's getting just up to optimum temp now. Tread, sorry, so we'll be starting to see some good lap times, I think, soon. Yeah. Getting pushed out.
Fazzari's remained in pits. That could be his race done, to be honest. As we have a look at the gaps with the stationary camera, as you see Tony all the way up there with an 11-second gap to Price behind and a 10-second behind Ross. You can see that these gaps, so Ross is just coming around here now, so you got about a straight length of the straight gap between them. as we've got Strinzos behind and Whiteman with a 20-second gap. We'll have a look when he comes past to get an idea of these gaps. As that's
it's
Turby.
been a pretty calm race so far, besides that little incident for Faz.
So I believe Turby still is a lap down, sadly.
Oh.
As Whiteman
Doesn't matter,
goes.
he might be able to fight his way back up.
As we'll check up with Bill. Let's go on board with him. Look at his wheel work and the man himself.
The 10k man. I think he's got 10k sitting in the boot right there. As the track's just hit 100% optimum grip. So we should see the car's starting to come alive now.
We should. Definitely starting to turn down a bit now, but we may see it come alive again towards the end when these strategies finally make a play and Tony has to come into the pits for softs and see if Ross's undercut worked. He had a 5-second gap when he came into pits, and we'll see how he does on these soft tyres.
It's looking, it's not a, I won't say Bill's driving bad, but he's just, it seems like he's not pushing too much. I reckon we can see him push the car a little harder. Like there, he's not getting it turned in as hard as he should. There, he seems pretty good. That was really nice over that curve. Like not using all the track. I've seen a lot better from Bill.
Could just be happy with
come
this.
Good. Where's the next race, next round?
That's in 2 weeks. I'm not sure of the exact date, but a fortnight. We've got, with the fastest lap by Tony DeLuca, what was that? A 15 something, I believe. The fastest lap on the race with still he has softs on. So he is really coming alive towards the end of this race. Around 4 laps away from the halfway mark. We could see Tony bringing that 5-second gap down and making Ross have to fight for this undercut.
Which will be really good to see.
It will.
That's what I was saying. Where is the race next round?
It is at the Paperclip at Queensland Raceway. That's going to be a fun one.
Here we go. That will be fun.
I believe Ross said that is one of his favourite tracks in these cars. He actually requested that track. So here it is. As we'll check in to the rear of the field with Turby cruising along. I think everyone's just started to calm down now. There's no need to push. Just finish the race.
Like I said, this little bit of the middle part of the race, it's where you got to drive it like it's a 1000.
Exactly.
Just push out some consistent, decent laps and you're sitting pretty good.
One thing I'll say though is Whiteman's still on the supers. 17 laps on the supers. Let's watch him for a while and see the condition of these tyres and see how his driving is affected. Daniel.
Yeah, it seems just through there he seemed a bit understeer, but it didn't seem too bad. Maybe right on board so I can have a look at the wheel. Yeah, it seems like it's having to work the wheel pretty hard.
Overall,
Still
it doesn't
smooth
seem
and
too
consistent
bad.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that bad though, does it? He's just having to turn it in a bit harder.
We might see him actually go for a double super soft strategy because we're reaching around halfway, so he could hit for another set of super softs. Very interesting to see strategies between all the drivers as we see Turby coming into the pits or not. He might have just come out. Actually, who's that behind him? we have got Price in second place. We'll see how this turns out. Letting him pass nice and easy.
That's a good move there. To let him pass like that.
As Ross, last time I had a look at this gap, it was around 10 seconds. So Ross is catching. He is really, maybe not pushing, but those lap times are coming down. But as we saw earlier, Tony still has the fastest lap of the race. As
he really has shown some good pace today.
Certainly has. He could be one of the top contenders for these Touring Car Master title.
You're right there. That doesn't mean that you guys at home that are watching can't be Touring Car Masters as well. You guys can come in and even if you start next round, you're not that far behind on points. You could still end up fighting your way back for it. So it's just a little heads up. Join the Discord, get on the ship, annoy him, get him to help you, and you'll be ready to go.
As we still see Whiteman in the pits now. I was a bit right. It's around the halfway mark, 19 laps. Let's see what tyres he comes out on.
My guess is softs.
Yeah, it looks like it. Let's have a look. Yep, on a pair of softs. Might have been interesting because he almost got half race length on those pair of supers, so it might have been a mistake to come out on these softs.
You could be right there. You definitely could be right there, Ship. As I reckon we could go tune in with Ross Macaroni and see how his car's starting to come alive. Because he'd be getting to that mark where his softs is starting to get up to optimum temp and he can start pushing a bit harder.
Keep an eye on the lap
He's
times.
using all the track there.
Keep an eye on the lap times. Tony across the line with a 16.7. Let's see what Ross comes across the line with.
Let's see what it relatively is.
Bit of a lock up there.
Big lock up there, that'll hurt him.
With 15.4, so Tony a whole second quicker. This undercut might not work for Ross. So we could see Tony with a chance for this title. But as Ross closes that gap between Price, let's have a look.
We might be looking at Price. Wonder what sort of times Price is doing. Might have to keep an eye on that next time he comes around.
Let's cycle through the leaderboard and see what this is. So Tony has made up one spot, Price has made up 3 spots, Ross still hasn't made up any in his current position, just stationary. Cosmarikas 2 positions up. Strinzos, the race has had the best race so far with 4 positions gained. Whiteman with 2 positions gained, and Turby, which is neutral, in the same position he started in. As we'll see, the amount of stops people have done, I don't believe this is right because it's saying Ross has done 2 stops and we've only seen him do 1, so we'll ignore that for now. As we'll see the amount of laps, that looks wrong as well. So we'll just keep an eye on the normal gap to the position in front. So the leaderboard does some weird things.
There we go, it's come back to life.
There we go.
Because we're just over the halfway mark now.
Ross still catching. He's bringing that 7-second gap down to 5 seconds.
Really are pushing these guys, to be honest, with how at this point of the race I would not be pushing as hard as these guys are. I reckon we should go right along with someone different for now, maybe right along with Price for a bit longer.
Price for a bit longer. And then after that, we might move on to Tony because we haven't watched him much this race.
No, we haven't.
As we'll keep an eye on the lap times between Price and Macaron as he saw Macca in the background. As Cosmoriguez comes into the pits at around the halfway mark, I am guessing he might put on another pair of softs. So he's doing a soft run. Stringos has gained a place from Bill coming into the pits.
Yes, he has, hasn't he?
Let's go with who haven't we gone board with? Tony for a bit in the SD Goods Machine. This raced at our Bathurst event. I believe this got onto the podium in third place. And Ross Macaron actually in a different car. He was in the Holden for our Bathurst event and he managed to get second. And Alex Fazzari out of the race. Clearly he got carried by his teammate by the looks of this race. He was partnered up with Scuzz and clearly he carried the team hard. Please don't ban me, Faz, as we ride along with Cosmo. It looks like he made a bit of a mistake there on the cold tyres, stopping in the middle of the track.
It hasn't been Bill's night. I think he should just go home and have a smoke. It is probably, he only just got home yesterday afternoon from the Gold Coast, so he might be a little bit tired still from the jet lag.
That is true. As let's do a bit of an intermission with the people in chat. How do you think this race is going so far?
I'm going to laugh if no one answers.
I don't think anyone will, to be honest, because there's 3 viewers and I'm watching the stream and I think you are too.
Yep.
Oh well.
They don't like us.
And again, we might be lucky the stream is delayed a bit. Let's keep our hopes up high as Macaron closes that gap to Price. But as
he's just slowly picking away at it each lap, isn't he?
As a special commentator would, I'm going to ignore that fact and go look to the rear of the field with Turby in 7th. Let's go up the order. So we've got Turby in 7th. He's been there all race, I believe. And you've got 6th Whiteman. I believe he started in that position too. Cosmo starting from the back up, I think. He's made up a couple of positions this race. Strinsos, he's up in the front, and Macaron, which we mentioned before, is certainly closing that gap into Price. I don't think Price has pit yet, so that is certainly ruining his chances of a podium. But then again, Faz is out of the race, so he could still sneak onto that 3rd position. As we see Tony across the line with a 15-2 Price into the pits. Tony still sticking it out. I believe he might go to lap 30 and ride with those super softs for the last 10 laps. As
I think you're right there, Shipley.
Ross,
he's looking for that super soft finish.
Ross did a 15.4, so 2 temps off. Ross is starting to pick up his pace now. His undercut might work for him with only 17 seconds. That gap. We'll see how long it takes in the pits for Tony, but he might want to come into pits soon because that gap is slowly closing. He's starting to drop off his pace, and so are his tyres. As we see Price coming out on the super softs, trying to make him last 15 laps. We'll see how that goes with Strinsos behind with a 7-second gap. I think Strinsos has hit. Let's have a look. No, he has not.
Yeah. 25 laps through the 40-lap race. Sorry for yawning, I'm just dying over here, but it's been a pretty calm race, to be honest. This one, not as not that it isn't exciting, it's just a lot more relaxed and people are just picking away. It's not all go get it right now. It's pick away at it and it'll come to you. You just got to work for it.
Yeah,
Which Tony Luca has definitely been working for it over the last couple of months. He's been doing as much laps as he possibly can, getting new rigs and getting everything just dialed to how he wants it to be.
Indeed. Let's check back in the chat, and no one has responded to our question, so nobody liked us.
And someone just left.
Pro streamers. As
Definitely.
let's switch to Strinzos with a drive-through for speeding. That's gonna do him good. Cosmo might be able to strike back after having a bad race. This could bring him back in contention for 4th place. As
We
let's
see a problem with the third, it could end up getting him on the podium. You never know.
be good. See how much that drive-through costs him to come to turn 7 of this little windy bit up on the curbs, using all the track for price. As Cosmo passes Strinzos, that has definitely ruined his chances. He must have made a big mistake because that gap was huge last time we checked. So Cosmo is up into 4th, but all drivers in front of him have pits besides Tony, which is still sticking it out to the 30 laps. But we'll have a look. Cosmo is starting to push now, it looks like. Still not using all those curbs though. He can definitely jump those curbs a lot more aggressively.
You're definitely right there.
As we come to the back straight, hard on the brakes. Yeah, it looks like he's just taking it easy. As the
Which
fastest
he's got to
lap.
at this stage. He just doesn't want to stuff it. He needs to get points and get ready for next round.
Look at that. Tony still on softs. Very old pair has got the fastest lap of the race once again. He is certainly turning it on. He wants this winning position
He really
bad.
wants that title of Touring Car Master, doesn't he?
He does, as that gap has actually opened to over a second as Ross is dealing with lap traffic by Strinzos. But lets him by pretty easily. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, we'll just follow him in behind and let him run away. Very interested to see. I wonder if this 18-second gap is enough for Tony to make it into the pits and still be in contention for the lead. As we're reaching towards the end of the race now, with almost 30 lap mark that we've been talking about. So Tony's got around 3 laps until his estimated pit stop by our commentary team. Mr. Daniel.
And we could even see him come in the next lap.
He could.
Get it over and done with. Get back out there and attack.
As that gap has closed by a second, must have made a big mistake or probably dealing with lap traffic as Strinzos serves his drive-through penalty, it looks like. That's definitely hurt him. But he might be able to stay in 5th position. As you can see on the top right, his drive-through has been taken. But Ross, it really is catching now. See how this pans out. Tony must have a perfect pit stop, otherwise that is his race. Contention for the lead over. He really needs to pull it together as he makes a bit of a mistake there. Sliding, he's definitely coming to the pits now. This needs to be perfect. Let's see the gap to Ross as he's catching quickly. Let's see where he is behind Bill Cosmariquez, probably defending, not seeing that blue flag on his screen. And he will discuss with us after the race Oh, I thought I was racing. Anyway, as we see Ross, Tony's still in the pits. Yeah, Ross has it. That undercut has worked for him as DeLuca is coming out into the pits now. But you've got to remember, he's put on a fresh pair of Super Softs, the faster tyre. If he can turn it on for this end of the race and make up that 8 seconds, this race certainly isn't over, Daniel.
Yeah, it definitely is, isn't it? It's just, I do think Ross has got it in the bag now. It's going to have to be a mistake from him, and Tony's just got to get some good laps out, put these quali times on the board and put the pressure on. Because there's no pressure on Ross at this point. He's got to cruise and get his laps done. So it's home time.
As we see the red coming up on Tony, that means he must have made a mistake somewhere. Not sure where we missed that, but let's go through the order once more with Ross Macaron that could possibly have it in the bag for this race in first position, and Tony DeLuca in second. Third, we've got Price taking that away from Fazzari, who has DNF'd. It's certainly carried anyway. Cosmo in fourth. What a comeback from him. Strinzos, which we're probably saying your name wrong, in fifth. White Man in sixth, and Turby in seventh. As that gap has opened up tremendously. I think you're right, Daniel. Ross has certainly got this in the bag. This is Ross's race.
To lose, isn't it?
Yeah. But we'll see how he does. I don't think he's going to make a mistake. Very rarely he makes one of them.
Just cruise around.
But he could have to have a toilet break, which could ruin his race.
That's the one thing Tony would be hoping for.
Exactly. So I need to fix my audio real quick. And I'm back, Daniel.
All good. So we got Macaroni leading the pack, followed by Tony DeLuca, Price, Bill Cosmariquez, String Tox, and Whiteman, Turby, and Fazzari, who has DNF'd this race. But he's had a pretty good weekend. Well, night, as I should say.
Yeah.
Got 2/3. Pretty good for him.
I don't think he will get points from this round though, because he had to make the halfway mark in order to get points, and I don't believe he made that halfway. So that's points in the championship gone for him, which could cost him a podium sitting.
I say he loses all his points.
Yeah, he will not get points for this race, but for the other races he'll still get his points.
Yeah.
It's just this race.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Looks like the positions are set in stone.
They really are, aren't they?
As let's ride on board with a silent lap with Ross. Back again, Strinzos in the pits once more. Don't know what's going on that there, but Whiteman might have a chance. He's out the back stretch. See how long Strinzos is in the pits. Nah, he's out again. Maybe his super soft strategy didn't work out for him.
You might be right there.
Yeah, he's come out on sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure why. It would probably be better to go on the supers, but to each their own. 3-stop spiking.
Yeah. The gaps really are looking like they're set in stone now, aren't they?
Yeah, with just under over 5 laps to go, sorry.
Yes. It's been a pretty good night for ATCM. Big step forward in the right direction too, which is good. Keep this going. How many rounds is there? 4 or
Yep.
5?
4 rounds. But still classic, we can't escape the server issues with our top 10 reverse grid not working. But we'll get on to this fella up in the lead, Ross Macron, and see if he can help us out to get that working for next round.
Yes, we will, won't we?
Because I do not know what I did wrong, to be honest. As we are now just on a Monday evening drive. Not really a race going on here at Townsville. But at least it was not. We are not turning left all the time.
And we're turning left?
We're turning left. Ross's favourite commentary by us.
Oh, and watch out, we're turning right. Jesus.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
While we wait, let's have a look at these liveries, shall we? So
Yes.
we've just got the default one with Ross, ATCM sticker, and his number 03 on the car, with a Assetto Touring Car Masters banner that you can find on every car. Let's go back to Luca. As I said before, this livery was featured in our Bathurst 1000 event that happened in, I think it was September.
Yes.
Yep. And this car got third, so it's definitely doing well, sitting in the podium once more. As you can see, a name missing there. It looks a bit ominous. That used to be where my name lied. And on the back we have, sorry I was doing a fart, mate. And as you can see, the L plate is missing because I am no longer on the car. Definitely a really good livery. I believe this is based off a real life one. I remember basing it off. I don't know what the livery was. I think it was a roadways livery used on the real grid. As we go back to price, this is another livery I have made. This is a Next Level Racing one. He just requested for a car with white base and blue accents as well as black, and this is what I came up with. Not a bad livery in my opinion. Should be designs there. The bonnet just his number. Cosmaricus, he was running in this livery at the Bathurst 1000 as well. Not sure
He was teamed up with Sean North for the 1000, wasn't he?
He was. I'm not sure what position he ended up finishing in, but as you can see, yeah, there's an absence of a name there, which used to be where Sean's name was. This is Cosmo's favourite livery, I believe, on these cars. And then we've got Strinzos back here, the Mustard and Hones, another default livery. This one has just been adapted to have his number and name on the side, as you can see there. As we move back to Whiteman in the number 25, which has Mostert number.
That's a really good looking livery, isn't it?
It is probably one of my favourite default liveries in the pack. And then we've got Turby back here in his own livery with a lovely, what colour would you call this, turquoise? Machine Head. Fanatic.
Pretty good looking one.
Yes, it is. As we've been looking at that, our laps have started to go down. We've only got around 3 laps to go. Ross still in the lead. Tony has brought that gap down a tiny bit, but it's not enough to catch him unless Ross makes a really big mistake. As we see Cosmo defending for his life, he sees those blue flags out, so that means defend. Or not, he's learnt his lesson and he lets past the driver. Well done.
Tony's slowly picking away at that gap, but there isn't enough time for him to get up to Ross Macarone's rear bumper to get a move going unless Ross puts it in the wall, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Whoa, that was a lot of curve there. That might have been a cut, but yeah, it looks like Tony is turning it on at last dying laps of this race. He's certainly bringing that gap down as he does a bit of a lock up there, and Price, he's set in stone with third. I reckon he's happy with that after battling with Zari most of the time, which he just ended up dropping out due to his incident. And then Cosmo, the Mr. Blue car. Wonder what if that's why he ignores blue flags anyway. As we move.
He reckons he paid the flagman 10k, that's why.
Oh, that makes sense. That's why they call him 10k man. As we move down to Strinzos, don't know much about him. This is the first time I've seen his name, but hopefully we'll see it more as rounds come. As we see Price's name go red, he must have went off track a bit, but nothing catastrophic. As we go back to Phil Whiteman, I haven't seen this name on our grid before or any other grid, so it's nice to have you, and hopefully we can see you in future rounds. And Bradsky Derby, he's new to ATCM's grid as well. As we see Ross coming up to laps traffic, Tony certainly is turning it on at the end of this race. 10 seconds now.
Isn't he, Chip? It's a little bit, it's too little too late. That's the problem. Maybe Ross had a pretty good idea with his strategy here, and it's just worked for him. And I did tell you, I said Ross's strategy would win him this last race, and it has. Yeah. It's been a great drive from him all night, just getting everything done. He could have gone for the clean sweep, but Tony was just too good last race and got it done.
Yeah, we'll just definitely has turned it on. Have a look at that lap time, the fastest lap of the race, 14.2. But as you said, too little, too late.
Yeah.
As this is the last lap now, so unless Ross needs to pull over and go take a pee, I don't think there is any chance of Tony getting up a position. But that gap certainly is closing down. I'll give him that. Ross is just cruising to the end. Nothing too crazy, just on a Monday evening drive. As we'll turn it up a bit in the commentary now though, as he brakes for the second last corner, up on the curb. Not and really up on the curb.
It's been a big night of racing here at Townsville, but it's about to come to an end as Ross takes it through the last corner now. It's been a great night for him, but he's getting that step closer, and he's going to be on the top step tonight. He is getting even closer to being the Touring Car Master champion.
Look at that.
Across him first.
Look at that gap. Tony really did turn it on at the end with a 4-second gap. What a drive by Tony. If he could just...
a good drive. It's been a wonderful day for him. I reckon it's been an even better day for him than Ross. Big improvement for you. And just get excited for next round, because I reckon he's going to be going for the 3-fer.
Yeah.
He's going to go all 3 aces. I can see it.
Well, hopefully, as we see Cosmo riding alongside with Tony as he drives past. But yeah, we shall interview this man soon, hopefully. So we'll get him to jump in the Discord. Yep. as we're just waiting for the interview with Tony. Or wait for Daniel to come back and see what we're doing. But for now, we'll just fly around the track and see if we can find a scenic view for this interview. Maybe we should go take a dip in the pond. As I didn't mean to take a screenshot there, but let's go flying up into the air. Get a good view of this Townsville street circuit. Look at that.
Yeah, Ship, you're all good to come into General.
Okay, as we are going into the interview with Tony, I'm going to leave the questions to you, Daniel. If that's okay.
Yeah, because we were doing it for the thing. Ross didn't want to do it.
Hello, Tony. We are live.
Hello, Shipley.
Hello.
How you going?
Pretty good. How was that race for you tonight? You did pretty well.
Yeah, I was catching Ross at the end there, but if I had one or two more laps, maybe might have had him.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was going on about the end of the race, and I got Ship going, look at the gap. It was at 8 seconds, and then at the end of the last lap, it was down to like 3.9. Really, really good drive.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Especially that top qualifying lap. That was really good. How'd that feel?
Oh, felt like I was on rails, actually. It was good.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. Your car looked pretty stable throughout the whole night, which is really good. How'd you feel how'd get the win in the second race feel?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting, actually. This was my first win, so yeah, no, it was good. Managed to hold off Ross, which was great. First race, I made a mistake, let him pass, and he just held me out.
Yeah, you're getting your foot that little bit closer to being the first ever ATCM Touring Car Master.
Yeah, pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I hope I can keep it up. I reckon it's
That's
the rig.
good. Yeah, I said that in the stream about how you've been getting a lot of laps in and upgrading your gear and getting everything tuned in and ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, only taken eight months, but yeah, you get there.
Yeah, you're getting there.
How do you reckon your chance at this championship title is?
How many rounds is it there? Like 5?
4.
4. It's gonna be close.
Yeah.
I do know we might have a couple of other... Not too long from now. I do know that.
Nice.
So
He
you
came,
have a bit...
third. I know Faz came third in one race.
Yeah, he came third in first and second, and then the third one, it was... what was his name again? Ship King? No.
Christ. Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, he was doing good.
Yeah, he was battling with
Pretty
Faz for most of the races.
Yeah, they had some good battles going on. It was just a good night.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Went pretty smoothly.
I was trying to determine when I should come in to get fuel and tyres, but I couldn't see the lap count, so I kept having to ask my engineer, what's the lap count? What's the lap count?
Who was your engineer? Drop there.
Nah, Beck.
Yep. Well, certainly a good race.
Yeah, it was a good event for everyone.
Yeah.
And I'll say my thanks to everyone. Big thanks to Shipley and Faz and everyone putting it on and getting it rocking and rolling, and especially for Ship. None of this would happen without him. And good on you, Tony, and the rest of the boys for coming out and having a crack. And it's been pretty good.
Yeah, looks
So
like
that'll be pretty good. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'll let you end it, Ship.
Yep, so we'll call it for the interview there. Thank you, Tony, and well done.
Thank-
Probably left a bit early there, but we'll call it at that. We'll end off the stream. So, what a good race by
It was
everyone,
good,
Daniel. Yeah, we're ending it off now. So, stream ending. We'll see you next time for round 2 at Hidden Valley.
Entertainment.